Best compliment is Mr. Bachchan walking into the studio. Hey, तेरा picture का बहुत चर्चा हो रहा है. Two heroines in the film, Vidya and Kolkata. Chal Vidya, go down. And she's also happily tang 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 tang. She also walks on the street. I've made like 4 movies till now, including Kahaani, and for the first time in my life I'm getting everybody calling me up saying we are loving the promo. Everybody wants to know कि क्या होता है, what happens to her, does she live, does she die, क्या होता है. So it's really been positive. Best compliment is Mr. Bachchan walking into the studio the other night. And the first thing he says, hey, तेरा picture का बहुत चर्चा हो रहा है. Not exactly like that. His voice is much more deep and baritonish. But that was a very bad imitation of sir. Sorry, sir. There's 2 reasons to make Kahaani. One was, of course, Vidya. I really wanted to work with Vidya. Then I really wanted to, there's one thing about a woman always fascinated me. The aspect of the fact that she becomes incredibly mentally strong when a woman becomes a mother, or a girl when she becomes a mother. And how she learns everything, how a mother is willing to do anything and everything to protect her family, to protect her child, to keep them intact. Who is she? Where did she start from? Who was her father? Who was her mother? Kahan se? So we actually went from her birth to where she was in Kolkata. So that way we had it very detailed out. And of course, knowing Vidya, I could put some of her own characteristics. How she talks, how she looks at people, how she smiles. I could put all that in. A visual Vidya Balan is also a visual Vidya Bakchi. So some of her nuances, how she looks when she's angry, when she's sarcastic, I could put all that in. So that helps. Incredibly hard to shoot anywhere. I mean, whether you're shooting in Kolkata or Bombay, outdoor is always hard. A lot of restrictions. When you have crowd, you have time, you have sunlight, you have you have wo, you have bahut sare. But when you're shooting, you don't really realize that. Like when you look back and you think, "Arey yaar, kaise kiya wo?" How did we manage? How did we let Vidya loose on Park Street? How did she walk on her own without any security? Something could have happened to her. Now when we look back, we think, we shouldn't have done it. But us waqt to kuch we didn't think. Chal Vidya, go down. And she's also happily tang 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 tang. She also walks on the street. Kolkata is where you go and somebody hug and they will be okay. It's just that you have to tell them nicely. What happens sometimes because we were working through the day, things gets to you and some people don't. So best thing what we used to do then, when people used to get agitated, send Vidya Balan out. She used to go and she is the best crowd controller. She has an alternative career in crowd controlling, So if you want a crowd controller, get Vidya. She used to go and manage the crowd. They love everything else. They love the trailer. They love everything. But it's very important that they should come into the theatre, sit down and enjoy the story. So there are 2 heroines in the film, Vidya and Kolkata. So I have exploited both of them. It's basically it came from Viacom. I mean, they have an outstanding marketing team. So, and I was, the moment they said it, sounded very good to me. So we just went with it. And I think it was working because everywhere I go, people are talking about it. And the great part is they're all talking very positive. They're going to see an actress. And that's what the great part about Vidya, because when Vidya does something, people are willing to take a chance on it. So tomorrow, if she says, I'm going to play 18-year-old, for example, if anybody, people are, okay, koi kar sakta to wahi kar sakti hai. So that way, I think audience will come to watch her performance rather than another repeat performance of Dirty Picture. Dirty Picture definitely gives me a huge opening. But at the end of the day, it's very, very important that the film should speak for itself. Kahaani should speak for itself. As a film, it should be good enough for you to come out happy, because you're giving me a lot of faith, lot of trust by saying, okay, we love Dirty Picture, so I'm trusting you with Vidya, you better have made a good movie. So you're coming in on that thought, right? So I'm hoping that I live up to your expectations. Like each film comes with its own demands, right? In terms of it's like a painting, each painting demands its own color, own palette, own design, right? So whatever the story needs, I am willing to do. If a story needs a fantasy background, I'll make an Aladdin. If a story needs something like this, where a woman is searching for a husband, it needs a very docu-feature kind of a feel. It needs to be much more realistic, much more, authentic. I'll do that. But bottom line, a story has to excite me. और उसके लिए मैं कुछ भी करूँगा. I mean, whatever that story demands, I'll do.